For me, it was quite challenging in multiple aspects, but also a really great time. Was able to get kind of a small group training. It was 3 of us, which was amazing. So it was very one-on-one and personal too as well. Was really able to, tighten up my skills and have somebody there to make sure I wasn't doing the wrong things, and was always practicing the right skills and stuff like that. So it really benefited me and made me a lot more professional as a diver. And switching over from the recreational side to the professional side, it helped me tremendously, to be honest.
Was actually wanting to hone more of my skills as a dive master myself, to kind of see the harder aspects of diving. It's fun to see things in the water and experience the underwater world, but to have full confidence with the skills and your diving ability underwater, then to help other people kind of learn those aspects was very important to me. And it just can share the knowledge and experiences with other people once you get it.
For me, I didn't have too much information on the different diving schools. Fortunately enough, I had a great buddy that was able to do a lot of research himself, and has previously been diving to other schools, so he had some knowledge on what to look for. The first thing I kind of noticed when I got here was how easy and accessible everything was, like the pool. Being able to just walk out and do a shore dive was really nice. Really just all the instructors and how great everybody was too as well. Made it easy. I didn't know that at the start, but just some of those just welcoming features that the whole center in itself brought when we got here, I was happy Zach chose, to be honest. See, it was a short month. It actually went by a whole lot faster than what I was expecting, which I loved a lot of just spending time, especially in the pool, getting different reps in on trying to get better, working either on buoyancy, navigation, those things especially. I really just wanted to make sure I was getting better and better at. I'd still say just being able to feel like I'm leading on my own too as well. There was a couple parts where I got to lead for the first time, and that kind of just set my adrenaline off a little bit and just made me feel like I was putting all the things I'm learning into use. That was really cool. Just being tested and trying to just push myself to, again, be the most professional dive master I could be. I would again say the buoyancy workshops were really good. Just the standard I was held to, I would say, would probably be the most important thing about the course that I liked. I wanted to be held to a high standard, and Brock himself held us to that high standard, which was great, and just kept pushing us to be even better than what we thought maybe we could be, but he knew how great we could be, so it was nice. Most challenging? I would again have to say navigation to start off with. Not using a compass prior to this, it was a little nerve-wracking. Really trying to trust something that sat on your wrist and it was telling you where to go. It was quite, I would say it was new to me, so it made it difficult at first. After being able to experience it and then realizing that your compass is the most important thing, I think that was super rewarding too. And then being able to go on your first dive and then find that boat, oh, it's a great feeling. When you do something right and you get your directions right, you do what you say you're gonna do and it actually happens. It's a great feeling. That one's hard. There was a couple things that were challenging. Yeah,
definitely. I would say most challenging was definitely learning some frog kicking, and actually most challenging, I'll be honest, was my breathing, figuring out airway controls, figuring out my breath control and breath work, just kind of being calm underwater. It wasn't the most challenging aspect. It definitely picked up after some dives, and I think you definitely it's hard to explain to someone that's new, especially being myself. When I was new, I was asking how to help my airway control or something, and it's very hard for someone else to tell you. You kind of just have to experience it yourself. So the natural expansion of breathing and learning how to control that was definitely something that was challenging, but very rewarding once I got to that point. There's been so many.
Yeah, I can't lie, there has been a lot, but I will say there was one moment we were on the boat, we were diving in Green Rock, and
Yes.
that was one of my favorite dives I've ever done.
Deep dive.
Yeah, it was a deep dive.
Specialty too.
And we got to see a Jenkins ray and then a sea snake.
Yep.
And I mean, but again, I wouldn't say the most memorable. There was a lot of experiences, but just sharing the time that we had, just between our instructor and the three dive masters, every day was just a blast. It just had great jokes, good times. Got to see a lot of beautiful things underwater. It's just hard to put down to one moment because it's just every day is a new fun opportunity. Well, me, myself, personally, I definitely want to take that next step and become an instructor. That's now just as I started going along, each step of the journey, I just get more enthusiastic about diving. And just want to keep learning, whether that's it's just going on to instructor, trying to be, maybe even a tech diver, trying to keep going and just push myself as far as I can be. I love being underwater. So I don't have any plans on stopping diving. Just wherever I can, just to keep learning and growing as a diver. That's kind of my goals, and if I can keep making it a career, that's what I want to do.
I think diving is definitely in the future and will continue to be. Tech diving is definitely something I'm interested in as well. I definitely want to be the best diver I can be myself, instructor possibly as well. Hopefully that will come soon. There is aspects of diving where, once again, there's a long road, and it's a beautiful road of what you want to do in the water as well. And I think it's hard to say right now because it's been such a blur of amazing times and memories where you can be in the future, but one step at a time. I would love to see myself as a tech diver, and don't know what after that.
Barack, our dive master instructor. Oh man. So, for me personally, I had one of my first dive ever. I had not a great experience and ended up getting DCS, decompression sickness, and was a little frightened with the act of diving again.
But you were with BuddhaView.
I wasn't with BuddhaView. Let me quote this. I was in Mexico, no names. First dive ever. After coming to Thailand and again finding the dive center, I was still a little worried doing my open water. Was as well with Barack, and this was the first moment I knew that I was in good hands. I was with somebody that was more professional than anything I've ever seen. Just took extreme care and just made me feel confident. And like I said, it started at open water. I gained confidence, went to advanced. It just kept growing, and then rescue. It was a whole nother level. I was a complete different person. Just instilled confidence in myself from Barack. Just gave me an extreme joy of diving. Never felt anything like this before in my life. Just being underwater and just having the most fun I could ever have, but also being super confident and just careful of the underwater world and just the underwater beauty. It was just amazing. And then the Dive Master course just changed me as, again, a professional. Couldn't speak enough about the professionalism of Barack and just the amount of fun he allowed me to have too as well, allowed me to express everything I wanted to. Again, pushed me to be the best I could be, never let me kind of, that's fine, just do that. No, it's come on, like you can do better. Make me, it's like expected perfection because he knew that's what I could do. And I just couldn't, what is the word I'm looking for? Couldn't recommend anybody else for the job. I was. If you trained by this guy, you honestly become better than anybody I could say. That's why I feel super confident in myself, and I'm very happy for everything I learned.
Yeah, I mean, I'll elaborate further on that. I think definitely, once again, we had rocky beginning dives before we came to BuddhaView, and the fact that we got a diver who had 13 years plus experience of diving, who embodied diving himself, who definitely, sometimes you can learn from anybody in this world, and you got to copy the right cat, and this was the perfect cat to copy because he showed and embodied diving himself, every technique, the calmness underwater. There was things where you could just watch him and pick up diving techniques without even just him hounding you with information, which is amazing and I love. But you could you could just learn and just by watching. And honestly, the professionalism he brought to the table every single day. He was always friends with us outside the water, in the water. We were here to dive and we were going to learn diving. And that's what I wanted. I wanted to coach. I wanted to be pushed. And I think we both got what we were looking for there. Yeah.
Yeah, now I'm gonna cry.
Now I'm gonna cry, man. Don't let us cry, man.
I love you, Barack.
Love you,
You're the
Barack.
best.